Hello, salutations. What to do? It's Dr. Gamer, all father Durag, getting know the vibes like a scribe. Let's get it. It's been a while. I still remember how to do this, mostly. What to do, Croc? IDK, what's up? Welcome, Durag Nation. We are streaming once again. No premiere this time. You get to see my face, and we can chat. What's up, King Gaming? Glad to see you back. Glad to be back. Appreciate everyone hanging out. I've been doing a lot of videos, experimenting with the channel, but I wanted to find a way to get some more lives in here. What up, Darius? Lucky Ray, what up? Yeah, definitely been an interesting week. Yeah, I've been covering pretty much everything going on. Hogwarts Legacy, Suicide Squad. Definitely want to get more Suicide Squad, later down the line. But Hogwarts Legacy is coming out soon, so I want to get some more subscribers that are interested in Hogwarts Legacy and get to covering that more often. What's up, Luis? But we definitely got a lot to talk about on the after show podcast on Friday, that's for sure. What up, Craig? How you doing? Apparently you're a bootlicker because you said if you don't the show. I mean, that is what they say. Apparently I'm being paid by Rocksteady because I said the gameplay for Suicide Squad looks great, and if you're saying it's not, you're probably a hater. Which is a fact. like, say what you will about microtransactions and live service mechanics. The actual bit of gameplay we've seen is actually good. People are just quick to jump on the hate train for clout. That's just what it is. People just weird. Hogwarts Legacy had a leak too. Pretty big one. I covered it in a video. Somebody leaked the art book. And we got a ton of information about Hogwarts Legacy from the leaks in the art book. So we should still have another gameplay showcase, but we know a very large amount of stuff, and I think a lot of the important stuff people pretty much know by now between the questions answered by WB support and the leaks. You also bought Midnight Suns because of you, and now you can't stay off it. See? Like, another satisfied customer. I be putting people on. Actually, speaking of Midnight Suns, there's a DLC showcase tomorrow that Midnight Suns literally just announced. So I'm definitely going to cover that on the channel. I think it's like 9 a.m. West Coast time. Well, Hokage, one of us got to do something about these leaks. Facts, bro. These leaks out of here. Have I seen the Wizarding Wednesday that Warner Brothers is doing? Wizarding Wednesday? I don't think so. Only thing I saw was the official trailer. The official cinematic trailer went up earlier. They had some new screenshots. What up, Beastwood? How you doing, my friend? The trailer looked cool. It's trending right now, but I mean, it's fine. wasn't anything crazy, you know. At this point, I'm just more into practical stuff. I want to see more. I want to definitely want to see more of the game. Any more info would be great. There's still some unanswered questions. Like they haven't. This is photo mode is a minor thing, but they should definitely confirm that, as well as New Game Plus. That's going to be the big one. You just have to sign up. There's like prizes that they're going to give away for the next few Wednesdays. That's pretty dope. Speaking of which, I have to remember I have to make an account so that I can get those bonuses. I have to get a Wizarding account, and I have to link it with a WB Games account so that I can get some custom stuff when Hogwarts Legacy drops. They're going to assert me in my house and everything. What's up, Travis? Chilling. How you doing, my friend? How's everyone doing? I haven't streamed in like over almost 2 weeks, I think. What's everyone? I know I keep up with the Discord, but everyone else, what y'all been up to? If you haven't been in the Discord, if you're not in the Discord, which you definitely should be, by the way. ! Join, become a member. Join us in the Discord, the best Discord in the community. Also gives you early access to videos, those exclusive badges and emotes. It's a good time. We even game together. And it supports the channel. I appreciate that. ! Donate if you want to support me directly. All that helps me keep streaming and making videos for you all. Also today's sponsor, AIM Controllers. Definitely check them out if you haven't, but they sent me an email and they said that this month is free shipping on all US domestic orders. So if you live in the US and you're trying to get a customizable controller, they got PlayStation, Xbox, PC. Head on over to AIM, ! AIM in the chat. Use my code for an additional discount. I think it comes to like $60 off, something crazy. Head on over there. You're getting something for yourself, but also get a little something for the big guy. When you buy a controller using my link and my code, I get a little kickback. So it's a win-win. You get a banging controller, I get a little cash. Feel me? What up, the bearded one? This game has so much more controversy than you thought it would. This is honestly exactly the amount of controversy I thought Hogwarts Legacy would have. I predicted all of this, like from the very beginning. None of this is a surprise to me. Durag Nation for life, yes sir. You can link the forum in the chat. You can't post links, but send it to me on Twitter and I'll drop it in the chat. Twitter, Sadot the Gamer. And anyone want to sign up? I get that. That's really just 3 or so people complain. That's what, bro. From the very beginning, when I saw Hogwarts Legacy, I looked on Twitter. I saw the usual suspects. Was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to, because of J.K. Rowling, I'm not going to get this game." I was like, I know exactly how this is going to play out because it wasn't this bad in the beginning, but I knew it was going to escalate. I'm like, okay, in the beginning, it's going to be like, okay, it's going to be like I don't want to support JK, but I don't care what you do. It's going to escalate from that into if you buy this game, if you stream this game, you're evil, you're the devil, you're worse than the guy from World War II, blah blah blah. You support genocide. I knew exactly how that was going to play out, and that's exactly what happened. And I knew despite that, the game was going to sell like crazy. I knew people were going to see those tweets and all those posts and they're going to buy the game out of spite, and that's exactly what happened. Like literally, play by play, I predicted this entire thing. Y'all have Twitter? Put in my comments in the last video. All right. What is the just put it, what is the website? Just spell it out, and I'll just pull it up. I'm pretty sure Forespoken is 60. But I saw the PC specs just went up, and holy rip to anyone planning on getting Forespoken on PC, because that game is horribly optimized for PC. It's bad. It's so bad. I just saw Forbes post an article about it, saying that they were concerned mainly because of the review embargo, the lack of review codes being sent out. Obviously, for those that don't know, when games are about to come out, they send codes to content creators like me and game journalists so that they can look at the game early, get their reviews in, their first impressions, and it serves as promo for the game. But for Forespoken, they aren't doing that. Like sometimes it'll be like a case where they'll send out review codes later, and the review embargo will basically be like, okay, the embargo basically says you can't post a review or anything before this date. And sometimes companies that have something to hide will make it so it's like the day before the game comes out. That way, if they get negative reviews, it won't have as big an impact on pre-orders. That's a trick they play. But I don't think Forespoken is going to have review codes at all. Like whoever wrote the Forbes article, I'm not sure if it was Tassie, but he said codes hadn't gone out yet for any of the games journalists for Forespoken. Now, I spoke to someone on the PR team that's handling PR for Forespoken and can hook up codes, and they're going to hook me up with a code, but they said they're not doing early access. That's what I was told. There will be no early access for Forespoken. Everyone's getting their code on basically launch day. so take that for what you will. I mean, they did put out the demo though, and I also heard they patched the demo, so I might play the demo again because I enjoyed the demo. I know some people didn't like the demo. I liked the demo, but some people did not enjoy the demo. I mean, it's good that they put it out. You know, that's bold of them, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any early access. It looks like the demo was basically the early access. What up, Sam Berger? Your thumbnail is funny looking. You're funny looking. What's up, Sam? Streaming day one regardless. You don't care. Supposed to be an escape from BS. True. Get the reviews, but an embargo could be so we don't see all the losers going, oh, it's 0 because of that other. It has a black girl. I mean, you wouldn't get that from the reviews. Like this is like the review codes go out to people. Would go out to people like me, like IGN, you know, like Paul Tassi, you know, Game Informer, you know, Jay Shockblast, because they get anything. Like, it's not going, they're not sending review codes to Kyle or anybody like that. That's not how that works. So they wouldn't be afraid of people being mad about representation in a video game. They'd be concerned about people play like a skill up saying the game is trash and don't pick and don't recommend it, which would hurt pre-orders if that came out too early. If you search up Wizarding Wednesdays Hogwarts Legacy, it should be a second link. All right, say less. Wizarding Wednesdays For some reason, I could never spell Wednesdays. That's the only thing I consistently can't spell. Bro, why does Link look so spammy? It is a second result, but it looks spammy. So all right, it's legit though. It looks hella sus though. Here's the Wizard and Wednesday link. Anyone wants to sign up for Wizard and Wednesday? Apparently they're giving away prizes. I just checked to make sure it was legitimate. So y'all didn't have to. The link is legit. So if y'all want to sign up, get some Hogwarts Legacy bonuses every Wednesday, go check that out. Let's not forget, I just said Days Gone was racist because none of the zombies were black. wasn't IGN that described Miles Morales as the exaggerated swagger of a black teen? like IGN been corny, bro. Like no one actually likes IGN. they're just like a dinosaur at this point. Like no one cares. Like they're just there. They're just so big at this point that they just kind of exist. Like no one really takes IGN seriously anymore. Like they just use them for content because all the companies still give IGN access to stuff. Like I've never sat down and listened to an IGN review and was like, that man spitting. Like no, never. Has never happened. I've never made a buying decision for a video game based on IGN in my entire life. and I'm not about to start. So I'll be chilling. But someone like SkillUp, if he likes or doesn't like a game, I'll take that seriously. Because I think SkillUp's reviews are very thorough and usually pretty fair. And he's pretty much independent. You know, he doesn't work. He's not a part of a big, corporate entity. He's just a guy. We're also in the same Discord group, so that's fun. How you doing, Andrew? Let me see if I miss anybody. Say hello to you, stream chat. What's up, Raby? Rabby? Not sure how one's supposed to be pronounced. I feel like that could go either way. But appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy, I was not at all worried about the controversy. Like I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna play the game. Most people are gonna play the game. Most people don't know about the controversy or don't care. And then you're gonna have a bunch of people who know about it and are just gonna buy the game just to be a troll. Because they're being told not to. What's up, Vibes? How you doing? If you can name your pets, that I don't know. I'm not even sure you have pets. Let me see some. Did someone ask that? I know you can breed your pets. I mean the animals you rescued. I'm not sure you have like traditional pets. As far as I know, it's not been like confirmed. Like it's weird. Like the new trailer shows off the owl delivering your Hogwarts letter, but in all of the gameplay, they haven't really shown you with a pet. Are you talking about your mount? The mount is a different thing. I'm not sure if you can name your mount. You haven't seen anything about naming your mount, but you definitely have like traditional pets, like having an owl or something. I don't think they have that. I know that you can. I mean, you're essentially keeping the animals you rescue in the Hogwarts, in the room of requirement, in that sanctuary. You're essentially keeping them as pets, but I don't think you can name them. You should do a stream called Hogwarts Legacy. How to piss off snowflakes 101. You can name your mounts. That'd be cool. I would expect you to, because I've never played a game where you couldn't name a mount. So that'd be a good look. What up, a Black King? In terms of the spell, I think the decision making throughout the story has more impact on you than necessarily the spells. I know according to Elite, the Avada Kedavra curse, for example, you're not even going to be able to use it until like pretty much the end of your playthrough. Like they said, it's a side. You get it in a side mission, and it's like after you get to like the end of the campaign. Yeah, you can name your horse in Ghost of Tsushima as well. Yeah, the Dark Horse Arena looks fire. Like the combat is one of the things that I was mainly concerned about. But seeing it like on full display in the Dark Horse Arena with like a good build, I'm like, all right, this is gonna be pretty fun. This is gonna be legit. I hope it's a New Game Plus. So they haven't officially confirmed New Game Plus. According to leaks, there's going to be 35-hour main quest, 70 hours including all the side content, and to get 100%. But it didn't mention anything about New Game Plus. But there's going to be side missions available the entire time. Plus, if you get it on PlayStation, there's an exclusive mission that you can get as well. But they haven't officially confirmed New Game Plus. I hope it's New Game Plus. They said there's 4 character slots, and each slot is like 4. You get 4 auto save, 2 manual save. But 70 hours total is pretty good. It would be crazy if they didn't have New Game Plus, because they have like all this stuff like Dark Arts Arena and everything. So it'd be weird. I mean, considering all the stuff they don't have, like it'd be weird not to have New Game Plus. Because people are already mad that there's no Quidditch. I'm still mad. But it'd definitely be weird if it didn't have a new game plus. You also never heard, but how do you feel about Suicide Squad? Yeah. Oh, you got to follow me on Twitter. We were my tweets are going crazy over there or about the Suicide Squad stuff. that was funny. People still hit me up over that. Like, if anyone who remembers me, if anyone remembers, I actually did a video like last year, I think, because a leak had came out on Reddit and someone said that they heard Suicide Squad was going to be a live service game and they were going to have like a Ra's al Ghul raid ready as a post-launch content and all this other stuff. And when I reported on that, I was like, "Oh man, we going crazy." That's exactly what I'm hoping the game will be, because it's like a shooter. It's like four characters. It's a nice open world. You're fighting against the Justice League. It's such a cool premise that I thought it would really go well as like a live service multiplayer game, rather than it just be like linear story and one and done. Like I was like, I want loot, I want raids, I want dungeons against different villains and different members of the league. Like, that's fire. So I was happy that it was confirmed, and I thought people were just overreacting because we don't even know the extent of the microtransactions. Did I hear the rumor Waz got fired? Yeah, I was one of the first people who were tipped off about it, because Jazzy Butters hit me up and on Twitter and tagged me in it, and then we were talking about it in the roundtable group chat, and then I think Bob and Casual Avenger made videos about it yesterday. I gotta see if Miller knows something. Miller definitely knows something. I didn't bother to ask because honestly I don't care about Brian. Like, I heard from Miller a while ago that Brian was going to be let go from the project anyway. Like, I just had heard initially that it was going to be like once the project was over. So if he is gone, I mean, that could just mean the project's over. Or because he's not allowed to be technically an official spokesperson for the game, they could have just told him to officially remove it from his Twitter account, since he's basically using it as a personal account. Eli, sad to see how people are trashing Rocksteady. It just shows that these gamers are just weirdos, bro. There's no loyalty. like if there's an opportunity to get hate clicks, people will immediately take advantage of it. Like, a problem with a lot of these gamers is like, they complain about gaming being stale, but they will hate on literally anything that's not exactly what they want. Like, this is their way of punishing Rocksteady for not making another Batman game, because we definitely need another Batman game. Like, all they wanted was another single player Batman game. Like, we haven't got that before. And the crazy thing is, they were complaining about the last one they got. Like, that's what's so wild. When Arkham Knight came out, you had people whining about it. Appreciate that, Sir Jonathan. You had people whining about Arkham Knight. And then when Gotham Knights comes out, when Gotham Knights, gets revealed, those same people start whining about Gotham Knights, saying, "Why isn't it a Batman game? Why I wanna be Batman. Why can't look at Arkham Knight? That's the greatest game ever. Why can't it be more like Arkham Knight?" And then when Rocksteady revealed the Suicide Squad game, it's like, why is it a sequel to Batman? Why is it a Batman sequel without Batman? I want to be like, bro, There are other superheroes besides Batman. Like, y'all are weird. No one cares. No one wants to fight as Batman in every game. Like, let DC make something else. For the love of God. There's more than just Batman in DC. Most of us are tired of Batman games and we want to be somebody else. Anybody else. Like I'm excited about the Wonder Woman game and I'm mad more people aren't giving it a chance. But they'll probably will once they see some gameplay, because I think that game's going to be fire on that Nemesis system. We need Superman, right? Legitimately, if it's not Spider-Man, Batman, or Superman, or Wolverine, no one wants to hear it. It's like, it's DC. Where's Batman? Where's Superman? Like, chill. And the live service stuff just gave them more ammo. I want a Superman game too, but I don't want Batman. I don't want any more Batman games. I'm sorry. I've played enough Batman. Let someone else get a chance to shine. Let Wonder Woman shine. Let Superman shine. Hell, let Supergirl shine. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'd rather have a Green Arrow game at this point than a Batman game. I don't want another Batman game. Too many single player games. That too, like, that's another thing that's annoying. People are saying they wanted Suicide Squad to be single player. Like, why? Every superhero game is single player. Why can't players have one good super? Someone was literally like, I just want to play single player. Is it so hard? I just want a single player Batman game. You literally have 4 of them, Jones. Like, come on, bro. Why can't fans of superheroes have one good multiplayer game? Just one, at least. Come on, bro. Every game coming out is single player for superheroes. Wonder Woman, single player. Spider-Man 2, single player. Wolverine, single player. The Captain America and Black Panther game where you get 4 different characters, single player. Iron Man, single player. Black Panther, single player. Like, you're getting all these single player games and you still have people whining because Suicide Squad is multiplayer. Like, why? If you don't like multiplayer games, don't play them. Play the 50 other single player games that are coming out. DC fans sound like constipated today. They're constipated every day. Suicide Squad comes out, it is real fun. Better not hear nothing for facts. I don't want to hear nothing. Yeah. If the game is actually like legit, I don't want to hear nothing. Death of Superman, where you pay as those jobbers that showed up when he died. No. Single player's best player. Online, that's definitely cap. Online doesn't ruin anything. Online makes games more fun. Every game is 100% better when you're playing it with your friends. That's a fact. The best single player game is boring compared to a decent multiplayer game if you're playing with your friends. If you haven't experienced it, I definitely recommend it. Playing with your friends is way better than playing by yourself. If you disagree with that statement, you need better friends. Because it's objectively a fact. Playing games with your actual friends is better than playing by yourself. It's way more fun. Some games are great, but single player experiences by themselves. But you're going to have more fun with other people. That's just a fact. You're just going to have more fun with your friends. That's just what it is. Multiplayer did not ruin gaming, like, whatsoever. Some of the best games ever made are multiplayer. And there's a reason they're the most popular games as well. You play it, you get a single player game, you have fun for like a day or two, and then you leave. And you're done with it. Multiplayer game you can enjoy for years with other people and meet new people. Like that's one of the things that disappointed me about Hogwarts Legacy. I would have loved an open world Harry Potter game where I can hang out with my friends. We could play online. We could go to classes. We can go out on adventures. That sounded awesome. That would have been amazing if Hogwarts Legacy had multiplayer. I would love to run around Hogwarts with my friends. That would make this game immediately better. I'm sure it's going to be fun, but it's not going to be as fun because everything's by yourself. Like if you can run around with other people, if you can play Quidditch and Wizard's Chest and stuff like that against other people, that would be fire. Replayability, exactly. They make the most money, that's a fact. Nah. You do understand that most money equals most popular. Like that's just how that works. The reason why these games make the most money is because they have so many people playing them. Like if they didn't have a lot of people playing these games, they wouldn't be able to make that much money. That's how that works. If you look at the player numbers, most people are playing multiplayer games. GTA Online, Fortnite, Destiny 2. All of these games are multiplayer, and most of the and the player numbers are through the roof. Like that's just the reality. Most people play multiplayer games. Those are the most popular games consistently. Single player games have massive replay value. That's definitely cap. Some single player games have replay value. And those are basically open world RPGs where they basically give you a bunch of fetch quests and collectibles to grab. Most single player games don't have that much replay value because they're single player games. You play through the story, you're done. That's basically like Callisto Protocol. Or you play through the story, you get some collectibles, you free roam, you do New Game Plus. That's like Spider-Man PS4. Ghost of Tsushima is unique because it was a single player open world game and it added replay value by not only did it have the open world and the side missions and the collectibles, but it added multiplayer. Multiplayer. Ghost of Tsushima Legends. That is what ultimately gave it replay value because people played the game for a month, got everything, and we're done. And then they heard there was a Legends mode. And then when that came in and they heard it was multiplayer, that brought in a ton of people and it kept them around. It wasn't the single player that kept them around. It was the multiplayer because that's how that works. Multiplayer is just more fun. Last MMO you played was DC Universe Online, and we remember most was thinking this would be better offline. I mean, I don't think DC Universe Online is the best example because that game is a money pit. Rockstar never update, like the fact that Red Dead Online never got heist. They just gave up on Red Dead. That's just what that was. Rockstar was like, well, We don't need to do anything else because GTA is basically the biggest thing ever. If you have a story, make it online only is stupid. If you have a story, I mean, you don't have to make it online only for it to be a story. Plenty of games have offline capabilities. Like, I mean, Gotham Knights, for example. Gotham Knights has multiplayer. It's open world. It has story. And it also supports single player. You can play the story by yourself. You can play the story with a friend. There's drop in and drop out. So you can pop in on your friend while they're out patrolling or while they're out doing the heroic assault or they're doing some story stuff. I like gamers having the option. I mean, certain games are online only because that's what they're geared towards. So they don't put that much into the story. Because they're built for multiplayer. I mean how like Division 2 has a campaign, but it's on only. To play single player, you have to be online. I mean, for like 99% of people, that's not an obstacle. Like, if you have internet access, that's not an obstacle at all. But I do want more online games. I like when games have like an offline single player component to it. But the Division is very explicitly a multiplayer game. It's not meant to be single player. It's a PvP game. The function of the story, the function of the game is basically for you to learn the game, build up your character, and then play with other people. That's what the game was designed to do. It's not designed to be this big, sprawling, single player story driven experience. Like, if you look at the story itself, it's pretty standard survivalist bare bones stuff. Like, it's not meant to be this big narrative epic. It's literally designed to be a multiplayer game. You haven't no interest in meeting people, and that's fine. Most people don't. Most people love meeting new people. Most people have people that they love playing with, and most people play online with other people. But it's totally understandable if that's not your situation. But I don't think it's fair to blame developers who intentionally want to make a multiplayer game for not having it cater to people who don't have consistent access to the internet, because that's not what they designed. That's not their intent. You can't make a game for everybody, but I don't blame a developer who says, I want to make a multiplayer game. Let's do that, for making a multiplayer game. Like, the Division is not meant for single players. It just isn't. And I'll knock them for what, like, Fortnite is not meant for single player. Destiny is not meant for single player. And I would never play those games with the intention of not playing the multiplayer aspects of it, because that would defeat the purpose. Like, it wouldn't make any sense. But if I pick up, Hogwarts Legacy or God of War, then I know I'm tuning in for a single player experience, because that's what the game was designed to do. I enjoy both, but I definitely have more fun. The most fun I have is when I'm playing with my actual friends and we're talking trash to each other in the party chat. like World War Z is by no means the best thing ever, but it's way better when I'm in a party chat with my people and we're just roasting each other. Just don't put a story in the game. Well, that's silly. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you not have a story in your game just because like 1% of the population, not like 1% of the demographics that you're marketing your game in don't have access to online play? That doesn't make any sense. People who play multiplayer games, they appreciate story as well. It doesn't, why would you not have it there at all? Yeah, World War Z World War Z doesn't have much of a story though. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's what these games do. Like, it hasn't, but yeah, I definitely think that's more accessible for sure. But it's not much of a story. But yeah, it lets you play single player, it lets you play offline, it lets you play multiplayer online. Some games don't have that, but I don't think just because a game doesn't have offline that it shouldn't have any story at all. It doesn't make any sense. People who enjoy online only games, you're saying they shouldn't be allowed to enjoy story either? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you want online players to not be able to experience story at all in their game just because you don't like to play online? Like, why are we taking stuff away? Why are we not just adding more? like I understand it's a reasonable position to say I wish more games had both a offline single player mode on top of their online stuff. It doesn't make any sense to say that online games should not have story at all. And your dream world online only wouldn't even exist. I mean, I know. I get that impression. And fortunately, that dream world is not something that the overwhelming majority of players are interested in. So we're gonna have online only games. We're gonna have single player games. We're gonna have single player and multiplayer capable games. We're going to continue to have both, and you can enjoy whatever it is that you prefer. That's the beauty of gaming. There are so many games out there. There's something for everybody. There's no need to take away anything from anyone else. You can just enjoy the game for what it is. If you don't want to play with other people, if you don't want to play online, the easy solution is just to go buy a game that caters to that. That seems like the perfectly reasonable solution there. You see a game that's single player, go get it. You hear about a game that's multiplayer but also has offline single player, go get it. You hear about a game that doesn't support offline, don't get it, don't comment on it. It does exist, play something else. It's that simple. Everybody gets to have their own thing. Like that's the thing a lot of people don't seem to get online. Like part of the Suicide Squad hate that I was getting is from people who don't seem to be able to accept the fact that some people like live service games. Like a lot of people, in fact, do. That's wild. Like some people enjoy it. They don't have to be paid. They just enjoy it. If they make it online only, aren't they taking it away from you? I mean, no, they don't know who you are. They have a vision for the game, And they're like, okay, my vision. I mean, we knew from the jump Suicide Squad was going to be a multiplayer game. They're not doing it to you personally. If they make it online only, they're just saying, oh, we want to make it online only game. We want to make it an online multiplayer game. We want it to be live service because we're targeting this market. We're targeting this market. Most likely though, because of the type of story that it is, I'm sure that there will be a single player option regardless, but even if it's not, that's their design choice. They're like, okay, we're targeting these people over here. We know there's a big market for live service games, so that's who we're targeting. I don't know if it's going to be online only. But if it is what it is. That WB was going in. They got rid of that thing fast. The internet is forever, though. I just want to check something real quick. They've been busy. Because I know they have multiple modes on that menu. Besides Suicide Squad, you want to be seen online only, done solely for greed. I mean, no, the live service aspect is done for greed. the online only is done because it's targeting players who play the game online. The online only thing has nothing to do with greed. It's just the fact that most players, the overwhelming majority of players, play online, and they want the game to be played by as many people as possible. The battle pass stuff is where you can argue the greed comes in. Can I point you to a single online only game that isn't microtransaction to hell? Outriders. Outriders is online only. It is a looter shooter. It's up to 3 players. It has a pretty lengthy campaign. You can play it online with other people. It's online only, but you can play solo, and there is not a single microtransaction. They had free DLC. There's a paid expansion, but if you just get the base game, you get the game and the first DLC, and you don't have to buy skins. There's no store, and it is online only. Outriders is dead. I don't know what the player base outliers, but Babylon's Fall is definitely dead. That was the live service Square Enix game that crashed and burned. That one had literally one player playing. Where's my house in the fan club? I still didn't do it. I keep forgetting to do the fan club, but I'm hoping for Slytherin because that's what I'm going to be playing in Hogwarts Legacy, but they're probably going to give me Gryffindor. I'm probably going to get Gryffindor or Ravenclaw, but I know in the Hogwarts Legacy, I'm definitely going for Slytherin. no doubt about it. I'm going to be on Demon Time in Hogwarts Legacy. I'm gonna do Slytherin first, and then we'll rock out. Yeah, well, WB has been trying to clean up the internet to get this Suicide Squad thing out here. That's funny. Ravenclaw Club for Life. This probably will be a WB GTA type game. I wish. That's why it's disappointing that Hogwarts Legacy isn't going to be online at all. Because the world of Harry Potter is so big, it would be amazing if it was like a GTA Online type of thing. But it's not. It's going to be, pretty relatively lengthy, 70 hours. But outside of that, you're just going to be by yourself exploring. There's like nothing else to it. You're just going to be by yourself exploring, doing the dungeons and the arenas and stuff like that. But it's not going to have that online component. You're not going to be able to do anything with your friends. So it's going to severely limit the longevity of the game. Harry Potter fans are definitely going to, milk this for all it's worth. But the fact that it's not online definitely lowers its ceiling and replay value. Yeah, the size of the game is definitely going to take some time. Is going to lead to a lot of exploring, just because there's so much map to cover. But if most of that map is empty, is that really satisfying? Why do you think GTA Online did so good, but Red Dead Online died super fast? Probably not as much support. From personal experience, GTA was easier to get through than Red Dead. Red Dead, is hyper realistic and, to the point where it kind of felt like a chore. I play games to escape, and I got to worry about eating and being too hot. It's like GTA has some level of realism, but not that much. And ultimately, a game where you're in the modern world, and you've got bazookas and helicopters and planes and stuff like that, is going to be more accessible than a Western, a hyper realistic Western. That's just what it is. And Rockstar decided to focus their efforts there. I mean, they could have made Red Dead Online work, but GTA was doing so well, they was like, we don't need to. How would I make this game multiplayer? I would make it like more of an MMO. So you'd be able to play, you'd be walking around Hogwarts and you would see other people. And if you had friends, you can invite them to your session and you can go to class together. You have you can have your game chat link up. You can have wizards duels against each other. That could be the PV. That can be part of the PvP element. You'd have the Quidditch field where you can all go on and link up, and everyone can get on teams and play against each other in Quidditch. Like that would be like that sort of thing would be dope. That's how I would have designed an open world Hogwarts Legacy type of game. No, the game is not on. That's what we're talking about. The game, they already confirmed a while ago. The game is not multiplayer or online. But someone asked just how I would make it multiplayer. Can't wait to play GTA 5 on the PlayStation 6. I mean, you might not be wrong. They could do in every wizard school. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that. That's when we're getting pretty massive in terms of the game. I mean, it definitely wouldn't be able to look like this if you had schools in different parts of the country. That sounds like a PS6 type of thing. But yeah, ideally that would be amazing. That definitely wouldn't be able to fly on the PS5, especially since this game is also trying to support last gen. And obviously they decided not to make it multiplayer. But if they had made it multiplayer, I would at least let you play Quidditch and duel against each other. Like that seems like the basics as I was expecting. The lack of Quidditch definitely got me the most. Like it definitely feels weird to be playing a game based on the Harry Potter universe where there's no Quidditch. Like there's a Quidditch team. There's brooms. You can fly on brooms. You can upgrade. But you can't actually play Quidditch. That's wild to me. So I think they'll add online later now. It's if they didn't plan it, that's not something that you can easily do. I mean, we'll see if they decide to finally talk about more of their post-launch plans. Why is this blurry? But that sort of thing, if they that sort of thing didn't come across in the leaks, like according to the leaks, they had DLC planned, potentially. But not online. That's a lot bigger. Can't wait to be a Slytherin. Saying, why is my camera so blurry? Imagine this game with another school. I'm perfectly fine with Hogwarts. Like I love Hogwarts. I always wanted to go to Hogwarts. I'm looking forward to the idea of exploring it. I just wish I could play Quidditch. They do Hogwarts Legacy 2. They do online. Oh, they never go with. Oh, you know they're going with a sequel, bruh. I already know the amount of money this game finna make. They're gonna do a sequel, and they're gonna literally set it in the no. You know what they're probably gonna do? They're probably going to do a sequel, and they're going to set it. This one was a prequel to the Harry Potter. They're probably going to do a sequel to Hogwarts Legacy that takes place after the events of the Harry Potter books. So Harry's grown up, his kids are in school. He's an Auror, and they're gonna do a story like that. They're gonna do an original story like that, so you can bump into some of the old characters that you more of the old characters that you remember from the books and the movies. You know, really milk that nostalgia. The game will probably by the time it comes out, it'll probably be on PS6. So it's gonna go crazy. You know they're gonna do that. They're gonna be like, we can pay off our debt. The amount of money this game making. You. I mean, you joke, but if the game is actually good, they might. they might, because I mean, it would not. So honestly, like Cyberpunk did what 20. Cyberpunk did 20 mil. I don't think Hogwarts Legacy doing 20 mil is out of the question. And that's and I'm not even counting like PS4 and Xbox One sales. I wouldn't be surprised if they did 10 million just being on PC and next gen. And then if word of mouth is good, the game delivers, then you're talking like another 10, maybe 20 million on PS4 and Xbox One. Like then it's in the summertime, it's gonna be out on Switch. like they could make some crazy money if the game is actually good. That's definitely a possibility, because the controversy just made it more popular. That's all that did. Okay, I think so. I do think Suicide Squad. I'm looking at it. I do think Suicide Squad is going to have a solo mode. Just my hunch, but we'll see. Definitely pay that damn. I've still never played Cyberpunk, and I never will. But I did love the anime. The anime was amazing, but I'm never buying Cyberpunk. That's just me. If it the day I'll play Cyberpunk is the day it's free on PlayStation Plus. I don't know the exact date. I'm not sure if it was specified. It was founded sometime in the 10th century. It's a pretty vague when. I've heard great things about Cyberpunk. I mean, it being first person definitely made me not as excited, because I don't really do first person that much to begin with, so I wasn't even all that excited to begin with. But if it comes to PlayStation Plus, I'll definitely pick it up. Same with Elden Ring. When Elden Ring comes to PlayStation Plus, I'll download both of them and give them a shot. Until then, I'm chilling. I have enough games. Well, I think of a Hogwarts game set in 1500. Any particular reason why 1500? I mean, this Hogwarts Legacy is set in 1800. Is there a particular event that you wanted to experience? I'm I'm much more interested in the idea of either. Actually, no, I'm definitely more interested in. I was thinking of a game about the founders, but that definitely feels more like a single player adventure game. But for like an open world game, I would have loved it if it took place after the events of the books in the modern day. That seems pretty cool to me. Or during the events of the books. No, it's gotta be a time when something is popping. But a modern day one just is more appealing to me. You know, especially if you get to see Harry and everybody all grown up. That'd be fire. That's where I'm at. But I don't mind Hogwarts Legacy being in the past. This is a relatively interesting time in the lore, I guess. You know, it's one of the Goblin rebellions. You know, it's not the time of Grindelwald, which would have been more interesting to me, but they're covering that in the movies, which aren't very good. But I feel like that would be a much more interesting time to be a Hogwarts student with a Grindelwald on the loose. Just wanted to do the 100-year, the Civil War, Japan Civil War. Did that intersect with Hogwarts? Because if it's not a like a conflict directly involving the wizards, isn't Hogwarts in England? No. Where exactly is Hogwarts? I mean, Hogwarts is so far away that it wouldn't even be relevant, but Hogwarts, I think, is located in... It's a Scottish boarding school. It's Scottish. It's a Scottish boarding school. That's a terrible accent. Congratulations on 29K. Thank you, Divine Shine. Appreciate you, my friend. Yep. 1K, less than 900 away. A little less than 900 away from 30K. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new. Help me get closer to 30K. ! Join to become a member. to get access to all those awesome perks like the Discord, the badges, the emotes, early access to videos, all that good stuff. Travis Scotland. Travis Scotland. I can a Scottish version of Travis Scott songs might low-key slap. I was thinking of doing. I was about to sing one, but then I was like, that might be racist, and it might get me copyrighted. so I will not. Just wish you had some OG characters. Still pre-ordered. True. I mean, they do have some OG characters. Like, Nearly Headless Nick is in this. He's technically an OG character. Yeah, there he is. There's Nick right there. Before he was while he's still a ghost. Head intact. It's just that because the game takes place in, the 1800s, Dumbledore is a child. Everybody younger doesn't exist yet. So can't have that. The only OG characters that you can have are like the ones that were like dead in the original series, but it like existed as ghosts or paintings, pretty much. Or were historical figures in the books because they were so old, but now we're back in their day. Like Nigellus Black is an OG character, technically. He had a role in the books. He was a snitch. He was a painting in the OG books. He was a painting, but because this is in the 1800s, he's the actual headmaster. So you get to see him when he was still alive. So you'll see OG character, like stuff like that will happen. You'll see characters that you'll recognize from the books, but it'll be in the past, so it'll be different. But so the certain characters that weren't alive yet, nothing negative about that. This pre-order Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe had to drop down to standard. That's okay. The Hella Edition has something that's your girlfriend. Oh, there you go. You get the deluxe of Hogwarts Legacy, so you get 3-day early access, and you make your girlfriend happier. Win-win. Got to keep the lady happy. I still haven't actually bought Hogwarts Legacy, which is funny. I'm still trying to see if I could get a free copy to review. Otherwise, I'll just pre-order the deluxe and play it 3 days early. Pre-order it now. It's going to be out on February 10th on current gen and PC. But if you pre-order the deluxe, you get 3-day early access. Chase tarot cards, thinks they are evil. That is a girlfriend thing to do. They believe. I don't understand the girls' obsession with like the occult, like the most obviously BS occult, like astrology. Astrology is literally just racism for women. it's literally space racism. I don't understand how anyone takes astrology remotely seriously. it's such an obvious scam. Like every time someone asks me if I'm a Taurus, what my sign is, I want to leave the conversation. Oh, I'm a Pisces. What are you? Are you a Libra? Are you a Taurus? I don't care. I'm a getting out of this conversation. That's what I'm doing. That's what I am. I'm a leaving this conversation because y'all weird. Basing like actual life decisions on the stars. like stop it. Get some help. It's not real. You're actually a Christian and even don't think Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, I always thought that was weird. Just like, I mean, tarot cards might be evil, but probably not. I mean, what even is evil in the context of, you know, cards? It just misses. I feel like some of that it's evil stuff is like thinking that's based in like your religion, you know, considers other magical stuff as evil, but your magical stuff is correct. Have I seen the Simpsons episode where Frank talks about astrology? Maybe, but I don't remember. I watched the Simpsons a lot when I was a kid, but stopped watching when it got bad. How you doing, Rage? How you feeling? Do I think the leak is true? What, the Suicide Squad? It was confirmed true already. We were talking about it earlier. The conversation is popping on my Twitter timeline. Eli, so they act like they know you and tell you how they're wrong. That's the best. That's the best. You can literally you can literally do that to people. Like, you don't even need astrology. If you look this up, there's like a psychology script that if you memorize, you can basically use it on anybody and they'll think you're like super deep and like insightful. Like you get them because they're it's like you know who they are. You can make it have like a mystical bent. It's literally basic psychology. That's how astrology, that's how psychic reading works. People are kind of delusional and selfish. They think they want to think the best of themselves at all times. So the trick is, because so many people are predictable in the way they think and their desires, if you understand like some basic psychology, you can pretty much just create a script that you can read to anybody and they'll think it applies to them specifically. Like, you have some insight into who they are, and it's BS. Like, it's literally just taking advantage of basic psychology. That's how all these tarot cards, that's how all these astrology things in the papers and online work. They just use a psychology script and they just apply it, and people think that it's about them, and it's literally just generic. Astrology for years is seen as the Demogorgons of science. Not so good. Warner Brothers sure thinks that it's true with all these copyright. I mean, that's so dumb when Warner Brothers in particular, they're very known for doing this. Like, if you don't want people to think it's real, don't copyright strike. Say it's fake and then just leave it up. When you strike it and don't say anything, people are like, oh, it's real. Like, you're not making it disappear from the internet. It's already out there. Like, I swear, WB has the dumbest boomer executives working for them. It's insane that they get anything done. Chilling, playing Midnight Suns. Yay. Definitely stop by the stream tomorrow. We're going to be streaming that Midnight Suns DLC showcase. They just announced it yesterday. They're going to have some kind of presentation. So we know the first DLC is Deadpool, so hopefully we get a little bit of gameplay. Who's still playing Avengers? Let's be honest. Who's still playing Avengers after Suicide Squad drops? I haven't played Avengers, and it's not even out yet. I haven't played Avengers in like a month. I haven't even logged in. Probably squad up with subs and Suicide Squad. Always. If it's multiplayer, we squadding up. Does anyone know if One Piece Odyssey is any good? I heard it's okay, but too easy. That's the most I've looked into it. I'm not really into One Piece. I watched like 28 episodes of the anime. Haven't read any of the manga. So I couldn't tell you. Mid-piece. I mean, I hear the manga's like amazing, but the anime was like a little much for me because it's like, and I'm sure there would be a point in the anime where it would get good, but I don't know, to me, I give like an anime to me has got to really hook me, especially if it's like 1,000+ episodes, because it's just not fun for me, because then I gotta navigate the filler as well. Like, that's not really for me. So after 28 episodes, it didn't give me that feeling like oh, I gotta finish this. So I just put it to the side and was like, maybe I'll just read the manga. That seems like the best way to do it anyway. Just read the manga, because the anime didn't really get me. Like, some anime takes like these type of shonen anime sometimes takes a long time. Sometimes it hooks people. Like Black Clover hooked me immediately. Like it was like a ton of episodes of, it was like a couple hundred episodes of Black Clover when I first started, and I binge watched all of them. Like Haikyuu, it was like 4 seasons, and like after like the first couple episodes, I was all in, binge watched the whole thing. Like, so certain anime, they gotta hook me. Like if it doesn't grab me and make me want to keep watching, then I'm just going to put it to the side. So I'm willing, because of how many people love One Piece, I'm willing to give it the chance to at least read the manga, but the anime didn't really hook me. It wasn't bad, it just didn't like make me go, oh man, I gotta keep watching. Which is kind of a concern after like 28 episodes. But maybe if I revisit it, I'll enjoy it more. But literally within like the first 20 episodes, I was like, oh, this is fine, and just stop watching. You know how many anime I could watch that is better than the time we watch those? That's the other thing, because there's so much anime that I can watch. Like, I can't really justify spending that much time on One Piece, especially since it didn't like hook me that much. Because there's still anime I haven't finished yet. There's still anime that I want to get to that I haven't got to yet. Like the other day, I realized that For Your Eternity has like 12 episodes of the new season that I didn't even know started. So I've been binge watching that like for the past day. So it's like I can't justify spending that much time on One Piece. I just can't. FMA Brotherhood, any other anime? Normally I'd say hell yeah, because Full Metal Alchemist is one of my favorite all-time anime. Brotherhood's a masterpiece, but there's arguments to be made. Cowboy Bebop is definitely arguably better than FMA Brotherhood. I mean, the original FMA had some aspects that were better than Brotherhood, but Brotherhood, I think, overall was better and more polished. Played Avengers for 2 years solo, never had as much fun with the game until you joined Sadot's Discord. Main recruits. Multiplayer friends make everything better. Even failed live service games. Definitely can't wait for the Black Clover movie this March. Same. That 90s art style was a feeling. Nah, that's the other thing. Like, I'm a sucker for really good animation. Like, I love, like, that's why I like certain older stuff. I'm like if it's not really like hitting like story wise, it doesn't really do it. It'd be hard for me it can be hard to get my interest. Because if it's an action-driven anime, because of how great the animation is right now, it can be a bit distracting if the animation isn't like top tier. Because like the standard for shonen battle anime, like the bar is much higher these days because of like Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia, even even though Fate Stay Night series, even though that's not technically it's not traditional shonen battle, the animation quality of those action scenes are just like a movie. Like, it's so high level. So like One Piece animation was not hitting. Binging Vinland Saga, another work run. Amazing animation, amazing story. Definitely loving that one. The new season dropped. They got like one episode of it on Netflix. Samurai Champloo does better than Cowboy Bebop in every way. I don't remember watching I don't remember if I finished Samurai Champloo. But I'm skeptical about that one. Cowboy Bebop is goated. Boruto, to be honest, pretty bad. You're not wrong. The anime is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. The manga's okay. The manga is it gets the job done. But it's definitely a significant step down from the original Naruto series. And the anime is basically like 70% filler. Face Stay, you're a Face Stay fan. My favorite servant is probably Archer, because actually Gilgamesh. He's such a bad. I love Archer because of Unlimited Blade Works. That's like one of my favorite animes, period. Unlimited Blade Works, one of my favorite anime, arguably the best anime opening of all time. But Gilgamesh is just such a badass. He's so arrogant. His power set is so cool. I just love watching Gilgamesh just arrogantly throw weapons through portals at people. It's so sick. I love Gilgamesh. I love a good villain that you just love to like hate. But otherwise I love Saber, my baby Saber, and Archer are great as well. Isn't Dragon Ball Super anime supposed to come out? I forgot. I heard they did make an announcement, but I think it's supposed to come back soon. No, I heard it was filming or something. I'm not sure. I gotta check. Does Hogwarts have combat? Of course. So it's Hogwarts Legacy. I think this is the Dark Arts Arena. Actually, yeah, this is the Dark Arts Arena part of the gameplay. So yeah, this is the full combat showcase. Dark Arts Arena is PlayStation. I think it's deluxe. I think it's PlayStation exclusive. No, I think it's a DLC exclusive. It's DLC exclusive, and there are other battle arenas, but the Dark Arts one in particular is exclusive to the DLC. Gilgamesh, Archer, Saber for sure. Lancer's pretty dope too. He just has such a dope attack. In the Japanese, Asmodeus is voiced by a Japanese voice actor for Dio. Oh, nice. Dragon Ball always got you waiting. You're not wrong. Season 1 of Bleach is finished. July is season 2. They definitely did a good job with that one. The new Bleach anime. This is definitely what Bleach needed. A high quality adaptation. I just feel bad for the new Bleach fans that came in on like the final season and might try to revisit the old stuff. They might have a tough time. Bleach's best arcs was his filler. That's definitely the worst anime take I've ever heard. The worst Bleach arc. Bleach by far has some of the worst filler. The Bleach filler is awful. Like, I got Casual Avenger. Most of y'all know Casual. We've been trying to get him more into anime. He's been giving anime a shot lately, and he's been struggling. And I mean struggling to get through Bleach because of the filler. I tell him, bro, you got to skip the filler, bro. But he was trying to watch it with the filler, and it was a chore. The eyes and Grimjaw stuff. You should. I mean, I would say the way I watch Bleach is that I went online, I looked up the filler because I heard it was going to be a lot of filler. So I looked up the filler arcs online, and I saw if any of them were interested. So I would say do that. See if you're remotely interested in any of the filler arcs. And just leave it up so at the very least you know where the filler starts and ends. And if it doesn't appeal to you at all, just read the summary of the filler and skip all that and just watch the canon episodes. Because the filler definitely threw a lot of people off from Bleach. The manga is way better than the anime, but the anime is pretty good when you leave out the filler. Unknown Tales of the Zanpakuto art made you feel like you're watching Shaman King 2.0. I'm glad you found love in filler. The tough thing is you can't even watch. I'm so mad at Disney for doing, like, you can't even watch Bleach on Crunchyroll anymore. So you either have to use an anime website on a pirate ship, or you got to get Hulu, which is so annoying. I was literally watching Bleach, the 1,000 Year Blood arc on my laptop because I couldn't watch it on Crunchyroll, and I refuse to buy Hulu. I refuse. Honestly, I could drop HBO Max and get Hulu instead, but I don't want to give Disney the satisfaction because I literally don't care about what's on Hulu. Like, there's at least classic HBO stuff on HBO Max, even if some of their new stuff is just dog water, like Velma. There's nothing interesting to me on Hulu. Like, I don't need Hulu for anime. I have Crunchyroll and High Dive. and Netflix. Thank you for recommending Alice in Borderlands. You love it? Oh, definitely. I just finished that myself earlier. I think over the weekend. It was just sitting. It was legitimately just sitting in my queue, and I finally got around to it, and I loved it. You got Funimation and High Dive. I had Funimation, High Dive, and Crunchyroll, and then I dropped Funimation because there was kind of like no point in having both Crunchyroll and Funimation. But now I kind of wish, some days I wish I had Funimation because sometimes Crunchyroll be tripping. But I just felt like Funimation was a waste of money because I was like never using it. You only have HBO Max or DC stuff? Yeah, that's another thing. Like HBO Max basically has all the DC stuff. You know, it has their classic HBO shows, and that's kind of it. But even the DC stuff is kind of like, most of the best DC stuff is like the animated, except for Young Justice. Crunchyroll, to be honest, is a big waste of money. Not to me. I mean, I'm not someone who likes to pirate all of my anime. So I will happily pay my subscription for Crunchyroll and High Dive, because pretty much 90% of the best anime of the season is going to be on Crunchyroll. And if it's not on Crunchyroll, it's going to be on High Dive or Netflix. So if I have Crunchyroll, I'm going to be able to watch most of the anime that I want to watch anyway. Y'all like Young Justice? No, Young Justice is terrible. The first 2 seasons of Young Justice are really good, and then it gets terrible. About VRV, I don't have that. Yo, watch subtitles. I love me some subtitles. Subbed anime. I usually only watch dubbed anime if I'm eating, or if the dub cast is like really, really good, which is rare. Like My Hero Academia, really great dub cast. Dragon Ball Z, super, really great dub cast. Most anime to me, I'll just watch the sub because it's usually much better than the dub. And because of the pandemic, it takes way longer now to get the dub version of anime anyway. Don de France has trash dub. You watch English movies with sub. like live action, I always do sub because the dubs, like the anime, like most anime, the anime dubbing has gotten a lot better. So most of the dubs at the very least competent, but live action, those dubs are hard. Like it's unwatchable to me. Like I don't understand how people watch Alice in Borderland or Squid Game with the dub on. It's unwatchable. maybe it's because I watch a lot of anime and I am used to good voice performances, but it's so bad. Like because it's not animated, the words don't match up with their mouth. I just for fun, I watched like a little bit of Alice in Borderlands with the dub on just to see how it sounded. Bro, it was so bad. like the voices didn't even match the characters. It was awful. Chainsaw Man dub built different. I gotta go back and watch the dub. I gotta see how it is. It's a habit mission. That's the other thing. You can't really check your phone if you're watching the sub, because you're gonna miss something. So it forces you to concentrate. Like if you don't want to miss anything, if you're watching the sub, you have to pause it. But if you're watching a dub, you can just go on your phone. Live action from anime is mostly bad. I think I've only seen one live action anime adaptation that wasn't terrible. Like, they're all so bad. I think Erased is legitimately the only live action anime adaptation that was actually good. Like, I could comfortably recommend somebody watch Erased. I would still recommend them watch the anime. But if they wanted to see the live action, I wouldn't say no, because it was actually really well done. But everything else tends to be awful. Like the Full Metal Alchemist stuff, the Bleach stuff, Dragon Ball Evolution. There's a Mob Psycho 100 live action that's a crime against humanity. It's bad. It's so bad. Yeah, you can't do subtitles. How's Fist of North Star? I haven't watched it, but it is indeed considered a classic. It was very influential to modern shonen anime, particularly Dragon Ball Z. Crazy It Sounds, Ruri Kenshin live action was pretty good. I don't believe you. They did. Yeah, they did. Like, Netflix did. Of course, it was Netflix. It was on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix did Mob like that. Netflix makes Dragon Ball Evolution look like Cyberpunk Edge Runners. The Mob Psycho 100 anime, a live action adaptation, might actually be the worst adaptation in history. It's I'm not even exaggerating. It's legitimately the worst thing I've ever seen. It was so bad. I was physically angry that someone made it and it got approved. If this game was online multiplayer, you'd be more likely to buy it because you don't know anything about Harry Potter. Probably never will. I mean, you could just pop into some of the movies. I mean, they're on HBO. They're all on HBO Max. But you don't actually have to know really anything about Harry Potter to really get into this game, because it doesn't take place. I mean, if you're a fan of Harry Potter, you get more out of it, obviously, because you'll get all the references and the Easter eggs and everything like that. But I mean, you could just straight up play it and just take the story for as it is. Learn the lore along the way. Who are they gonna get for Armite, bro? They should just stop. They should honestly stop doing live action anime adaptations. Like, especially for the reason why Erased worked is not just because the people involved were actually talented, but because it's easier to adapt anime that's not action. Because the issue is when you get into adapting action anime is that it's not going to look nearly as good as the animated version. And you would need a lot of money to make it come close. Like, we're talking like big CGI and everything like that. Like, it can be done, but the trend we see with all these adaptations is that they don't really spend a lot of money. And when they do, Like they spent, it looked like the Death Note, it looked like they spent some money on it, and that's technically an adaptable story. You know, Ryuk looked really good, but it was bad because you run into the other problem. You find a production that's capable of making it look decent, but if you give it to Americans who don't appreciate the art form, don't care about the source material, they're just going to make it exactly what we got, which was Americanized dog water, instead of just following the already brilliant story in the source material. So that's kind of the dilemma. Either you try to do something like high action and you don't have the budget to pull it off and it just looks cheap and silly, or you trust it to an American studio that doesn't care about the source material and they just do whatever they want and make it terrible. Only reason live action Rurouni Kenshin worked is because the main series is based in reality. I don't know, your anime takes have been kind of all over the place, but I may look it up. They even have plans to make a Yu-Gi-Oh! Beyblade. Oh no, oh no, hell no. Oh hell no. They gotta be stopped. Am I a Tekken fan? Not really. I used to play the arcade game all the time, but I'm not the biggest Tekken fan. Every Last of Us show makes people see that they need to be faithful to the source material. I mean, yeah, the first episode was decent. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for the most part, but I don't have that much faith in it. I mean, I don't really have faith in the source material because we know what happened with the source material. The Last of Us 2 was a disaster in terms of story. So even if the first season of The Last of Us is decent, it has no future because the Last of Us 2 is awful. the story just falls off a cliff. So at best, we might get a solid season 1. You want to see The Rock is happy? No, they're gonna get they're gonna get Brock Lesnar to play Abby. They're gonna call up Brock Lesnar to play Abby. Yeah, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to see John Cena beat Pedro Pascal over the head with a baseball bat. Not interested. Apparently One Punch Man is good. I did hear that, and as always with a live action movie, my answer is no. I don't want it. I mean, One Punch Man is like One Punch Man. I love One Punch Man, but it's really having a rough time in the media. Like, it has a god tier manga, god tier first season, but the second season is terrible. The third season, we don't know yet what studio is going to be developing it, so that might be terrible too. And now they're going to try to do a live action movie, which is most likely going to be terrible as well. Like, if it wasn't for the manga, One Punch Man would like be over. Like, One Punch Man should be way more popular than it is. And I definitely blame everyone involved with season 2. Like, they could have definitely gotten a better studio. I know even if they couldn't get the original studio from season 1, they could have reached out to somebody. One Punch Man season 1 was was like the biggest anime in the world. They could have approached Mappa. They could have approached Bones. they could have shopped around. Like, they had time, but they decided to just rush and just like, okay, well, any studio will do. We just got to get this out there. And it really hurt the brand, like, badly. Like, if it wasn't for Murata literally carrying the franchise on his back with the manga, like, One Punch Man would just be like dead. Because of that. And it's just unfortunate when that happens. Yeah, Mappa literally does everything, but but like there are just other studios that are competent, and the fact, I mean, they could have literally gotten fans. They could have literally hired fans, and they could have animated a better season 2. It was just unbelievably bad, considering the IP. It was sad because the story is good. Like, the actual story is like the only thing that made season 2 somewhat watchable. But because it's, you know, primarily an action anime, it like really dragged the terrible animation quality dragged everything down. But the story is good. It's heavily reliant on the animation quality. You lost interest in One Punch Man after the first episode. See, that's why I'm questioning your taste, because season 1 of One Punch Man is a banger. I watch a lot of anime. Rarely do I go back multiple times. Like, I watched season 1 of One Punch Man 3 times in sub and dub each. If you're not interested, if you don't like One Punch Man season 1, then I can't trust your taste in anime or anything anime related. To me that's a red flag. Yeah. If it didn't catch your interest, then that tells me that we have very different taste. Like, I only take recommendations from people who I trust and who has like similar taste than I do. Cause then I'm like, okay, well, if they like this anime, then I'm willing to go on a limb here and give it a check out if they recommend this one because of their track record. But if you lost interest in One Punch Man after episode 1, then like combined with your other anime takes, I'm like, nah, I can't. Do I like Jujutsu Kaisen? That is a very serious question, because Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the best anime of the last 10 years. Is a classic shonen anime for sure. I thought season 1 was absolute peak shonen battle anime. It had, you know, some aspects from the genre, but it had some really interesting subversions. It stood out on its own. It was flawless. I loved it. Yeah, very different. Exactly. See? Yeah. Like, that completely eliminates you, by the way. If you didn't like One Punch Man or Jujutsu Kaisen, that completely eliminates you. Like, I can't take any of your anime recommendations seriously after that. Like, we're on different planets in terms of taste. Like, we're not compatible at all. There's no compatibility there whatsoever. You really got through Fairy Tail because of the fan service. You felt like Master Roshi and that shit. You're not wrong. It took me like, I think Fairy Tail for me was like mid until like the 21 episode mark, and then like the actual plot, not the, you know, plot, the actual plot started getting good, and I got into it. Yeah, the fan service is OD. The Jujutsu movie was crazy. Facts. You like isekais? Not all of them are good. Gojo was king. Spy still like channel. Shout out to Brotherhood being amazing. It's true. And see, that's the thing. I like a wide variety of anime. You know, so you know, I don't just like battle anime. So there could be some overlap. But yeah, like that's definitely a red flag. That's definitely a sign that we're gonna have a lot of stuff we don't see eye on. Like I enjoy Isekai. I enjoy shonen. I enjoy sports anime. I like romantic comedies. Like I do watch a pretty decent variety of anime. Just you reminded too much of Parasite. See, it didn't really remind me much of Parasite at all. Jujutsu Kaisen reminded me more of Bleach, but more polished. But another Parasite was another anime I like. We have very different tastes. Spy Family, one of my favorite anime of the year. Well, yeah, going backward to last year. I love Spy Family, Ayashi, Ranking of Kings, Chainsaw Man. Yeah, Chainsaw Man. How's Chainsaw Man doing? As predicted, one of the biggest anime in the world, taking the internet by storm, as I knew it would after reading the manga. Can't wait for a Spy Family season 2 of the movie. Absolutely. Have I seen God of High School? Yep, that one's pretty mid. I enjoyed it. You know, it's basically 12 episodes of kind of mindless fun. You know, the fights were kind of cool, but I wouldn't consider it like, you know, like high up there. What's the next manga? Unfortunately, it's hard to say. Actually, I can't say. It always depends on the quality of the adaptation. Like Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer was supposed to be like the thing. Like it was supposed to be the next big thing in terms of manga adaptations, because it's like supposed to be one of the best mangas. A lot of people are hyped for it, and the anime is dog water. So that it happens like that. It's unfortunate. Nothing really you can do. But the manga I've been obsessed with, besides Chainsaw Man, last year was Mashle, Magic and Muscle. I love that manga. It's awesome. It's basically One Punch Man meets Black Clover meets Harry Potter meets Mob Psycho 100. It's awesome. I love that. I love that anime. I love that manga. It's one of my favorite shonen manga. I love that story. It's so much fun, and it's getting an anime adaptation confirmed. I think it's dropping this year. The one screenshot I saw looked good, but I don't know how good the adaptation would. It's hard to mess it up. Like it could literally be the next One Punch Man, because it's literally like if Saitama, it's basically like if you dropped Saitama, if you made Saitama a teenager and you dropped them into the world of Black Clover or Harry Potter. It's kind of like that. It definitely, you can definitely tell it borrows very heavily from One Punch Man and Mob Psycho in terms of the art style and the humor. And it's beautiful. It's incredibly drawn. The fight scenes look incredible, but it's so fun. I think the anime is either going to be like a massive hit or it's going to be a disaster. No in between. Is our Hell's Paradise level so far? You found Isekais in very disgusting. Saying goes with I see. So you don't like gore or violence? See, that's we're very different. Like, but like I'm diverse too. You know, I like a good rom-com as well. You know, I enjoy those as well. I love me some sports anime, a good sport anime. You know, Ayashi was great. I love me a good isekai. It's gotta be a good isekai because isekai is so overdone. Like I like the genre enough that I can watch something that's kind of mid, but I prefer isekai that's actually like tries. Like So I'm a Spider, So What was really good. Do I get any romance animes? Yeah. Like I said, like I love me a good rom-com. Those are fine. There was some great ones. My Senpai is Annoying was pretty fun. My Dress Up Darling was outstanding. Aharon-san was pretty funny. I like that one. But at least I was okay. Had pace problem. Yeah, the problem is that because it was switching back and forth from the girl who was the spider and her classmates, it definitely kind of had some effects on the pacing because the bits where she's the spider are just so much more interesting than the subplots with her classmates, and that definitely kind of brought it down. But overall, I thought it was really good. Sports animes have been missed, man. I mean, I thought. Let me see. Well, Ayoashi was one of my favorite animes last year. That one's a soccer anime. That one was amazing. But I haven't really done too many sports animes outside of it in the last year. I think I just got into Haikyuu, but that's older. But I loved Ayashi. The other ones last year, sports anime last year was like the one with the horses. That one was pretty mid. No, the one with where the kid he's a Jeet Kune Do practitioner, and he's like secretly loves ballet. That one was really good. What was that? Dance Sure. Yeah, Dance Sure. That one's a sports. That one's technically a sports anime. It was really good. And of course, Megalobox and Megalobox Season 2 Nomad classics. Those are relatively recent. They weren't last year, but I think it was the year before. Nomad came out. Megalobox Nomad. If you haven't seen that, I definitely recommend that. If you're looking for a really good sports anime, that one's a futuristic but dark, gritty boxing. What's the first isekai I ever watched? How are we describing how are we classifying? Okay, in the literal sense of what an isekai is, probably the first isekai I watched was Digimon, the original Digimon. What's up, Fate? Have you seen how clean Voldemort's toes are? I knew you were feet, man. What's up, Fate? We're just talking some animans, having some weeb conversations. Yeah, pretty sure, in a technical sense, Digimon was my first isekai, because I didn't really get into anime until Toonami, and that was like Dragon Ball Z, Gundam, and Sailor Moon. You know, before that, I'd watched like the Transformers, Street Fighter animated stuff, a random vampire anime, but Digimon was like the first isekai. So it is technically isekai. You ready for a Genshin anime? So unironically, I will watch it because it looks good. That reminds me, there is a Nier Automata anime that's out right now. I never played the games, but I'm interested in giving the anime a shot because it actually looks pretty good. So I might pop in on that. Mega Man's getting a remake. Your first full anime was Trigon. Oh, that was a great one. Trigon was amazing. And the new version of Trigon is surprisingly good. Surprisingly decent. I watched the first 2 episodes of Trigon Stampede. Pretty decent. I still prefer the original so far, but as a standalone, Trigon Stampede is pretty good. I'm trying to remember the first like actual anime isekai, because isekai is not something that I like really got into until like later into my anime journey. Because like I'm thinking of the anime that kind of shaped me. The anime that really shaped me was like Dragon Ball Z, Sayuki, Full Metal Panic, Full Metal Alchemist, Cowboy Bebop, Death Note. Then, yeah, I think someone put me on to Higurashi, When They Cry, Darker Than Black, you know, stuff like that. So it was a while before I got into isekai, because I never got into Sword Art Online. Never appealed to me at all. But I think the first isekai I remember really vibing heavily with was that time I got reincarnated by a slime. Dot Hat was your second one. I watched Dot Hack Signs, but that was like later on. That was definitely well after I watched Digimon, but I wasn't like super into it. But after that, I ended up watching a ton of isekai. But I think that time, I'm pretty sure Digimon set the stage for me for isekai, and that time I got reincarnated by a slime really set me down the path of isekai. So Digimon set the stage, and then that time I got reincarnated by slime like got the ball, like really made me dive in, and from there I got like into ReZero and, you know, all the other stuff like that. Love, yeah, Konosuba I got into later, like, but it all came from Digimon, and that time I got reincarnated by slime. That got me on the path to isekai. OG When They Cry was great, for sure. Aquarion, never saw it. Forgot Darker Than Black. Never liked Sword Art Online either. The Dark and Black was a back. The ending wasn't great, but it was pretty fire for the most part. I watched Knights and Magic, never heard of it. Gangster? Man, I would never watch Hulu. ReZero going crazy. Wait, oh yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for ReZero. ReZero is like peak Isekai. Isekai is kind of like the fast food of anime. You know, it's like McDonald's. It's kind of like McDonald's. You know, it's everywhere. It's everywhere pretty much. It's mostly the same wherever you go. But if you occasionally you get to you go to a different place, like a McDonald's in Japan, funny enough, or France, and they give you some 5-star McDonald's. You're like, oh, this is like elevated McDonald's. Okay, I come in here, it's clean. They have some like options that you don't see in America very often. The staff isn't hiding behind bulletproof glass. the ice cream machines work. Like, okay, this is a nice McDonald's. It's still McDonald's, but it's still it is what it is. But ReZero basically is when you take McDonald's and you elevate it to Chick-fil-A. Is it the fast food of anime bento? Is it bento? See, the bento looks so good in anime. Like, it'd be hard to be considered that fast food. But anime food, Japan's food is just so good. The food culture is just amazing. I consider fast food to be easy and hard, just easy, cheap, low quality usually, but it gets the job done. McDonald's you didn't know, where are you from? None of your McDonald's have ice cream? Yeah. I mean, it's a meme over here that, ice cream machines. Bento is a fast food product in Japan. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Japan, that's why I use McDonald's specifically for the analogy, because there's a McDonald's everywhere, including in Japan. They'll have ice cream in your McDonald's over there. Yeah, I know it's not a local thing. Like, I assume every McDonald's had ice cream, but all of their machines were broken in various stages. Have the craziest of McDonald's in Orlando. What's it like over there in Orlando? What's going on over there? I feel like you have ice cream at your McDonald's, right? It's funny because everyone makes that joke about the ice cream machines are being broken. Every time I order McDonald's on my phone, they have ice cream. Like, I don't know how everybody has these problems. I'll be like, let me get a vanilla ice cream with M&Ms on there. Throw some M&Ms on there, and we Gucci. I always get the ice cream when I order. They always have it when I order. 2 Stories Arcade has McCakes. Fate Walker. He got the rich McDonald's. He got the rich people McDonald's. They ain't got none of those. Ain't those around my way. All the McDonald's in my area are ghetto. There are no. We ain't got no McCakes, no arcades, none of that. You gotta go out of your way to find a McDonald's that nice. So tourism house was at Universal. That checks out. I think I've been into one McDonald's that had 2 stories before. It was like in a really nice part of the city. It's always weird seeing a nice McDonald's. Because I'm used to going to McDonald's at like 2 o'clock in the morning, coming from a house party. those are the times when I actually would go to a McDonald's. So those weren't be the best experiences. But I'll like see McDonald's in like other countries, and I'd be like, dang, why are they like that over here? Best Harry Potter bean flavor? I don't remember. I don't even remember the flavors. I know I had the beans before, but I didn't really like them. It felt like getting jelly beans, but like not nearly as much and not as good. But the chocolate frogs are bussin'. I definitely recommend the chocolate frogs if you're getting Harry Potter related food items. I haven't had butterbeer, but Jay Shockblast says it's really good. I never had it though. He said it's basically like cream soda. But I definitely had the chocolate frogs. The chocolate frogs went crazy. Remember the earwax? Yeah. That now you're mentioning the flavors. It's coming back to me like PTSD. There's a reason I never tried them again. I was like, yeah, no, I know I'm a Harry Potter fan, but nah, I'm not that much. I got the books. I even got the, Fantastic Beasts book and everything. I tried it. I tried the chocolate frogs. I'm not I'm not eating them beans ever again. I'll get the chocolate frogs again. I'm never touching those beans ever again. Y'all got that. That pizza, spaghetti, paninis? Really? That's not even McDonald's at that point. It's just a restaurant. It's just a restaurant. How you got paninis and spaghetti at McDonald's? That's just a restaurant at that point. You can't even call that McDonald's. McDonald's is supposed to have burgers and fries. And the only burgers, fries, chicken sandwich, fish sandwich, ice cream with the machine that is always broken. And then you got the breakfast. The only exotic stuff they're supposed to have is like the seasonal crap, like the McRib. Once you start getting pizza and panini, like that's just a restaurant. That's not even a McDonald's anymore. You cite me as a Hufflepuff? You take that back immediately. I've taken the test back in the day, and I was a Gryffindor. If I took it today, I'd probably be Ravenclaw or Slytherin. I'll test it out and see what I end up getting. How dare you call me Hufflepuff? That's a slur where I come from. Hufflepuff, I would never. It'd be funny if I did when I set up my account so I can merge it with my WB account. they sort me in Hufflepuff. I would actually be mad. I would legit be mad. But that's why I'm gonna be intentionally on Demon Time. Like, there's no way they're putting me in Hufflepuff. They're putting me in Slytherin or Ravenclaw. Worst case, Gryffindor. Ain't no way I'm end up in Hufflepuff. That's cap. Yeah, Ravenclaw, Slytherin, definitely where I line up probably these days. But I'm aiming for Slytherin for Hogwarts Legacy. I'm gonna show them boys how the hood do it. I'm gonna make sure I set that up before I get Hogwarts, before it gets too close to the Hogwarts Legacy deadline. But hopefully I could get a early access copy. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna grab some dinner, but appreciate everyone for hanging out. Subscribe if you're new and you like the vibes. We'll be live again tomorrow for Marvel's Midnight Suns. If you're interested in that, they got some DLC showcasing going on that I'm interested in. So I will see you all then. Have a good night. If you want to keep the conversation going, !join, become a member, hop into the Discord, and let's chat. Meet all the inner circle members of the Discord. We have a lot of fun over there. I'm Sadot the Gamer, signing out.